Hi all, welcome to Andrea M. D'Souza's kitchen. Today's recipe is this yummy keema samosas that I've made. Just look at them and they've turned out so crispy, and the best part is they've been made of whole wheat, not of maida, so they are healthy. And here there are some that are frying, that are still frying out here. We're turning them, and I've used our Goan mince preparation. Now, this is something that in my childhood, whenever we used to have some leftover mince, we would either make this or we would make pan rolls or something like that. So different things that you can make out of the mince. I'll put that recipe, and I'm putting this recipe, so do try it out and give me your feedback. Let me know how much you've enjoyed it and how much you like these samosas. So I'm going to eat my samosa. You enjoy too. Have a great day ahead. So first I'm going to wash around half a kg mince, and then I'm going to put some salt and 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Then in a pan I'm going to put 2 chopped onions, and I'm going to fry them till they are nice and brown. Now I'm also going to add around 2-3 green chilies depending on the level of spice that you want, and I'm going to fry it really well. And once it becomes nice and brown, I'm going to add 2 chopped tomatoes, and I'm going to fry that well until the tomatoes become nice and mushy. Reduce the flame for this, otherwise it won't become mushy. Then I'm going to add some turmeric powder, around quarter spoon, then around 1 or little more than that Kashmiri chili powder, half a tablespoon of Andrea's special garam masala powder. Now, if you want this garam masala powder, I'm going to put this recipe link at the end of this video. Mix it all well and then add the mince. Now, fry this mince on a high flame for around 5 minutes. You need to keep breaking the lumps because they don't break by themselves, and it doesn't taste good if there are lumps in it. So keep breaking the lumps. And after a while, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some water, around 2 cups, and I'm going to add 1 large stock cube, and I'm going to mix it well. When the cube dissolves completely, I'm going to take this stock and I'm going to add it to my mince, and I'm going to cook it. Okay, look at how the lumps have broken. You can add plain water also, but we prefer stock. If you have meat stock, use that also. Now let this cook on a very low flame for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I normally like to cook meats on a low flame. I don't like it on a very high flame. So after around 15-20 minutes, add a handful of green peas and add some potatoes, 1 or 2 potatoes cut into small cubes. And you mix that well, and again you cover it and cook it for another 15-20 minutes until the potatoes are cooked and the water reduces. So once this is done, you will see after a while it has the water is reduced. That time you add around 2 or 3 tablespoons of vinegar and some coriander leaves, and the water needs to be dried. The normal chapati atta, I'll put in some salt, and I'm going to start kneading it like we would normally knead the chapati atta. Now this is half kneaded. I'm going to put a little water on this, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to keep it aside, and I'm going to knead it again in around some 20 minutes. So 20 minutes are up. There are many people who also use maida, but in our home we've always been using normal chapati atta for this, and homemade mince just to have a sort of healthier version. Although deep fried stuff is not really healthy, but once in a way, whenever there used to be leftover mince, this is what we would make. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add a little bit of ghee now, and I'm going to knead it a little more. So I'm going to begin by rolling my chapati. Now I will not roll it round, it needs to be rolled oval since it is going to be a samosa shape, and then I'm going to cut it in the center. After that, we are going to take one side and we will form it into a kind of a cone. So before forming it into a cone, you will take a little water and you will put it here at the sides. Now since I'm using one hand, I cannot form it properly, but just see, this is how you will form your cone. So I'll show it to you in a while when it is done. You see how well that is done? Now I'm going to fill some mince in between. So once you make a cone like this, you fill in the mince. Now I have put water at the side and I've made a cone, so I'm going to fill in the mince now. So I have filled some mince in between and I've put water here at the side. And now I'm going to fold it up nicely. I'm going to stick it. If you want, you can also make a little sleeve. I make a little sleeve out here so that it sets properly. But right now with one hand I can't do it, but I'll do it and I'll show you later. So here our samosa is done. It's all set and ready to fry. So I've kept my pan to heat and I'm going to pour oil in it now. Now one thing we need to remember is let this oil and this pan heat on low flame or slightly medium flame. We do not want the oil or the pan to heat on a high flame, otherwise the samosas will get overcooked and burn. But at the same time, we want the oil nice and hot so that the samosas don't remain raw, don't soak in too much of oil. So I'm going to pour out this oil and let it heat on a low flame. It'll take its time, but let it be so. And along with that, I have my samosas that are already here, which I'm going to be frying very soon. So oil looks hot, but before frying anything, a little thing I learned from my dad is the first thing that we always fry is a cross. You can't see it very clearly, but it's there. There we go, it's frying. There's a whole lot of breeze out here, so my flame, I'm having a lot of trouble with my flame. So there you see our cross is nice and brown. So now I'm going to start putting in the samosas. That means our oil also is nice and hot. So there we go. Second one going in. If you are a novice where oil is concerned, please be careful. Use a spoon to put in the oil. Don't go so close to it. Okay, now let it fry on one side for around 15-20 seconds and then we'll turn it around. We don't need to over fry it because the mince is cooked and the atta also will cook pretty fast. Just take a little oil and keep pouring it, like how you fry vades. Okay, let's see, let it just brown a little more and then I'll turn it. We want our samosas to be nice and crispy. You can also try it here with maida if you want. But as I said earlier, we prefer the healthier whole wheat atta option. So I've made the atta. There you see, it looks lovely, doesn't it? It's got the typical vade look. It doesn't have the maide ka samosa look, but it will taste yummy, trust me. So try it out. Because that mince filling is absolutely yum. So let this fry again 15-20 seconds on this side and then we'll take it out. See how yummy our samosas look, and they're going to be turning out nice and crispy. You can even see how crispy it is on the video itself. You don't really need to touch it or be here. Can you see? Looks like a vada, I know. So now I'm going to take out my samosas, drain out the oil well. Just see how yummy they are. Wow. Next batch going in. And it's very easy to know when to turn samosas or vades or any such thing. Can you see all these bubbles? Earlier, the bubbles were so many and now they have lessened a bit. So when the bubbles become less, that means that is the right time to turn it. So let the bubbles become a little more less and then we'll turn it on the other side. So that side is cooked. Now turning it over. Oops. Can you see this side is also cooked so well? So I'm going to enjoy these samosas. You try it out too. Send me your messages, photographs, feedback of the food you cook and let me know how much you've enjoyed these samosas. So try it out and have a great day ahead.